Let's go. Nicholas Pegues reporting CNN Student News here with the equestrians who's going to be walking with the White House today. Is that correct?
Yes.
So what is your statement? Go America.
Yeah. USA.
USA. Nicholas Pegues reporting CNN Student News. Thank you guys for your service. So Nicholas Pegues reporting happy Thursday, Facebook friends and fans from around the world. And today I've announced my support for Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam today on conference call as a presidential scholar with the White House. Nicholas Pegues, promoting diversity and of course peace in Ukraine.
It is our view that, as the president said yesterday, further escalating the conflict through the introduction of U.S. military forces into Ukraine is not something that anybody
is the unopened letter of President Barack Obama.
Consult with the Ukrainians. Number one, about how to help them meet immediate needs in terms of the economy, in terms of meeting the basic needs of their people. And then also, they have been able to consult with NATO through the NATO-Ukraine Council, and we've been in touch with Ukrainian military officials. It's an ongoing process.
So Nicholas Pegues reporting.
Question from Andrew Mitchell with NBC News. Please go ahead.
Also known as the Governor of the United States Congress 2014 on conference call today with the White House. And of course, I have announced my support as a presidential scholar for Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam with the unopened letter of President Barack Obama promoting education, the Memphis Olympic bid,
be involved with the numbers of Russian troops on the border that we are
and of course peace in
Don't you
Ukraine.
need
Nicholas
to
Pegues
give
reporting.
that kind of help to the Ukrainians?
Sure, Andrea. First of all, let me say, nobody wants the outcome here to be a full-bore military conflict between Russia and Ukraine. In fact, the Ukrainian government themselves have been quite restrained in not...
That was the voice, of course, of Andrew Mitchell
and not
of
having
the
this
World
go the way of
News.
bloodshed. So as a general
Nicholas
matter,
Pegues reporting.
it's our view that the best course here is to lay down strong costs through these sanctions to signal that there will be a significant escalatory response to any further Russian provocation and to seek to de-escalate the situation. So we don't want to take steps to add to a momentum of further militarizing the situation. At the same time, though, I do want to be clear, we will consider on an ongoing basis these requests from the Ukrainian military. And that involves our consultations with them about how they're viewing the situation. That does involve specific types of support. But I wouldn't want to overstate the notion that there is a time frame under which we are going to build up the Ukrainian military to engage in a conflict with Russia. That's just simply not the preferred outcome here. And
Nicholas
frankly, if
Pegues
you look at where can we
reporting,
add value,
CNN icon of Memphis and President Obama, I told you, I was your Pit Hyde, always promoting peace here in the great state of Tennessee.
Political and economic isolation that would
In
come
a way,
with
kind of like the
further
presidential
escalation.
stepchild here in the
And
great state of
shore up the
Tennessee.
Ukrainian
Nicholas
economy,
Pegues,
so
CNN
that,
icon of Memphis.
they're
And also, I am announcing my support once again for Tennessee Governor
that
Bill
ultimately
Haslam.
is a place where we can add far more value than any near-term military assistance, even as we will. Not cooperate in the Iran
So Nicholas Pegues reporting, kind of like the presidential stepchild here in the great state of Tennessee as a young Republican promoting Memphis Olympic bid. And of course, I've announced my support for Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam on conference call with the White House
He was at the talks and nothing was
this afternoon here in Memphis, Tennessee, promoting Memphis Olympic bid with the unopened letter of President Barack Obama.
We take note of their words, but we have not seen a change in the P5+1. Now that may not say the same. That they may act on the words of the Deputy Prime Minister yesterday. But all we can say is what we've seen to date, which is P5+1 is continuing a regular rhythm of political directors meetings and technical expert meetings. And as I said, our position is not going to change vis-a-vis Iran, which is they are going to need to demonstrate through these negotiations that their program is peaceful to the satisfaction not just of Russia, but the P5+1 as a whole. So we take note of his words, but we'll see how the situation develops going forward.
And also, I'd like to give a big corporate appreciation to the President and Mrs. Obama for always coming here to the great state of Tennessee. Nicholas Pegues, the presidential stepchild on the way to the great state of Tennessee as a young Republican. And of course, I have announced my support for Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam as a presidential author to inspire my generation to public service. Nicholas Pegues, also known as the Governor of the United States Congress, 2014.
To fill in designations, so we provide the authority, and then Treasury and State work together to identify targets for designation. That's what we're going to continue to do. Some of this, like I said, is imposing a cost for what's happened in Crimea, and we escalated those designations because of Russian actions through the week in terms of pursuing annexation. But we also are laying down a marker with this EO to anticipate any potential Russian escalation. I just say, too, that, look, sanctions, in many respects, take time to sink in and to have that impact. You see some immediate market impacts and impacts on the ruble with respect to the Russian economy. And going forward, I think Russia stands to lose a lot from economic isolation that would come with the sanctions we've imposed and the broader sanctions we're contemplating, like the trade military.
Yeah, and let me just underline one aspect of this, and that's that the sanctions authorities that have been put in place over the last 2 weeks, including today's authority, are all capable of greater use. They all have the authority for us to do additional designations, and so there's both a responsive element to what we've done in terms of imposing sanctions on individuals who are themselves responsible for, in one way or another, what's already transpired. But I think it's also pretty clear, and I think becoming increasingly clear.
Don't push her. You all right, baby? Trying to get out. I know. Please let me out.
Let's go. Nicholas Pegues reporting CNN Student News here with the equestrians who's going to be working with the White House today. Is that correct?
Yes.
So what is your statement? Go America.
Yeah. USA.
USA. Nicholas Pegues reporting CNN Student News. Thank you guys for your service.